Hare Krishna, good morning and welcome all of you for Sunday morning Bhagavad Gita class. So we are in the midst of the fourth chapter 29th verse has been completed. So we will be starting with the verse number 30. Is my voice clear? Audible? So 4.30. Can anyone read the translation please?
All these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions, and having tasted the nectar of the results of sacrifices, they advance toward the supreme eternal atmosphere.
So what does this sloka is trying to say? By all these performers who know the meaning of sacrifice become cleansed of sinful reactions. तो जो कौन से यज्ञ का बात हुआ है? कौन से यज्ञ का बात हुआ है? This whole chapter, which are the different yajna which we are discussing about. Last lecture what all we discussed? कौन से यज्ञ डिस्कस किए थे हम लोग? बोलो माता जी, आप नहीं थे? थे ना? फिर अलग अलग मार्ग बताया था. कोई अपना श्रवण का मतलब अनवांटेड चीज सुनता नहीं है, वो चीज इस यज्ञ में डाल देता है. कोई अपना क्या कर रहा है? इंद्रियों, सभी इंद्रियों को ज्ञान की अग्नि, किस अग्नि में डाल रहे हैं? कोई जलता हुआ अग्नि में नहीं, ज्ञान की अग्नि में डाल रहे हैं. और ज्ञान का अग्नि क्या है? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ फायर ऑफ नॉलेज? Unless until one doesn't deliberately control the senses can never be controlled. तो ज्ञान क्या है कि भाई इंद्रियों को आप फीड मत करो, खिलाओ मत. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? इंद्रियों को खिला रहे. वी आर इन वन होटल ईटिंग समथिंग, बट तभी क्या आता है, याद आता है हमको, विल गो टू another hotel and eat, or we'll next time when we'll go we'll eat some other item. What does this mean? This means that this means very clearly that हमको ज्ञान का जो ज्ञान मिला है उसी से हम अपने आप को कंट्रोल कर सकते. Without knowledge one cannot. If you have knowledge that there is poison in this food, then only you will control. Otherwise you will control. Do you think you can do an Ekadashi Vrata without knowledge of the importance or the relevance of it? You will not be able to. Why should I control? You just someone comes and tells you, hey, tomorrow is Ekadashi, don't eat. You will ask why I should not eat. उल्टा मैं दबा के खाऊंगा, 2 टाइम दबा के खाऊंगा. So it is only through knowledge one can control his senses. अगर ज्ञान नहीं होगा तो कभी भी आप आपके सेंसेस को कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते हैं. So here what is Lord saying is he is giving actually the summary of all these earlier verses. जो पहले का 5-6 वर्सेस जो था उसका समरी दे रहे, कह रहे हैं ऑल दिस परफॉर्मर्स जो अपने इंद्रियों को ज्ञान में अग्नि में डाल रहे हैं, कोई अपना श्रवण को डाल रहा है, कोई ये इसको डाल रहा है. ऑल दिस परफॉर्मर्स हु नो द मीनिंग ऑफ सैक्रिफाइस बिकम क्लेंस्ड ऑफ सिंफुल रिएक्शंस. जो भी हमारे बुरे कर्म जो हैं 4.30, तो जो अपने इससे क्लेंस हो जाते हैं. दे नो वेरी वेल कि भाई ओनली थ्रू दिस एनी वन ऑफ द सैक्रिफाइसेस हम अपना आप को शुद्ध कर सकते हैं. शरीर को शुद्ध करना अलग है, मन को शुद्ध करना अलग है. मैंने कल ही बताया था, शरीर को शुद्ध करना बहुत आसान है, बढ़िया साबुन लगा के नहा लो, बट कुछ घंटों में वापस शरीर से दुर्गंध आने लगेगी. मगर मन के अंदर हमने भर के रखा है और उसको जाने नहीं देना. हम उसको और आग देते हैं. क्या? काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मात्सर्य. और ये सब आया कहां से? हम लोग गलत चीज देखने की वजह से. When we see wrong examples, who is the real hero? God. According to the so-called material world, how is the hero in the movie depicted? जैसा ना? सब गुण रहते हैं, सब गुण का दिखावा रहता. He wants to show मैं इधर का थोड़ा ज्यादा हूँ. हाँ, कोई मेरा बात नहीं मानेगा तो मैं दिखा दूंगा. And then I mean he can only attract the opposite person, he can do everything. And nowadays certain movies, I don't know, I was just seeing one poster while coming where he is being shown as a goon. And आजकल तो ये है ना, गुंडेस के ऊपर उनको glorify किया जा रहा है in movies. Bad people are being glorified in their movies, and that they have become idols. But the real hero कौन था? रामचंद्र जी. At which point of his life did he act as if he was the center point of the whole story? Though he was the center point of the story, has he acted in front of the rishis? है कभी डायलॉग मारा कि हाँ आने दे राक्षस को खत्म कर दूंगा, रावण के सामने एक खत्म कर दूंगा एंड ऑल दैट फिल्मी डायलॉग कुछ मारा क्या? हम्बल. इनफैक्ट रावण को एक बार खत्म कर दिया था. ही फिनिश्ड ऑफ ऑल हिज वेपन्स एंड देन ही सेड गो टेक रेस्ट एंड कम टुमारो वी विल फाइट अगेन. दैट इज रामचंद्र जी. So what is actual hero which is depicted in the Shastra is different. And जो हम लोग एक हीरो बना लिए, एक कॉन्सेप्ट बना लिया, वो कॉन्सेप्ट ही जो उसको हमको दिखाया जाता है, जिसके अंदर काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मात्सर्य ये सब भरा पड़ा है, उसको ही हम हीरो समझ रहे हैं. बट एक्चुअली यू आर नॉट सपोज टू हैव दैट. एंड लॉर्ड हैज ट्राइड टू प्रूव इट इन हिज लीला, इन रामचंद्र जी लीला. What is Lord trying to do? Lord is trying to prove how humble he is. जैसे पिता ने बोला ओके, और आजकल का जनरेशन क्या बोलते हैं? पिताजी क्या सिखाएंगे हमको? हम पिताजी को सिखाएंगे. अगर पति पे प्रॉब्लम आता है, प्रॉब्लम तुमको है ना, मैं जाके मैके में रहती हूँ. जस्ट इमेजिन मॉडर्न डे सीता क्या बोलेगी? तुमको वनवास मिला है, तुम जाओ, मैं जाके अपने मैके में रहती हूँ. वही modern day Sita would do, right? That is the difference. So ideally, who has been glorified is the wrong person in today's material world. But actually, who is to be glorified? It is the Supreme Lord, and we are supposed to take His examples. He never showed any of His heroism at any point, and in the end, He is saying, "Because of these monkeys, I could defeat Rama." Who is the Supreme Personality, who is the owner of the whole universe, he is saying, I was able to do it because of your help. तुम लोग नहीं होते तो मैं क्या? शबरी के वहां जाके ये नहीं बोला, ये क्या खिला रहे हो, आज तो मेरे पास गाड़ी है, बंगला है, बैंक बैलेंस. ये सब डायलॉग नहीं मारा भगवान से शबरी के पास जाके. शबरी को जाके बोला आपके बेर बहुत मीठी, खा. लक्ष्मण देख रहे, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? मैं 14 साल से खिला रहा हूँ, कभी इतना प्रेम से खाया नहीं, और वहां शबरी के बेर खा रहे हैं. So what do we understand? What is being depicted in today's material world is totally very bad. We have to have some clarity and understanding what is the actual essence we have to take from the Shastra. People only create doubt in the Shastra. है सीता को कैसा उसने अग्नि परीक्षा किया, अपना क्या बोलते हैं, एकलव्य का उंगली कैसे काट लिया उन्होंने. We think we are so smart that we can question the Shastra, or we can find out faults in the Shastra. The fault is lying inside us. The fault is not lying inside the Shastra. When you go in the depth of it, then you will understand. Otherwise, you will never understand. When you are on the outer casing of it, you will say, what is this? ठीक है, ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है. What is this? It's not necessary. No. When you go into the depth of it, then you understand. Otherwise, हम अपने आप को पूरा दुनिया आचार्य अच्छा कहते हैं. पूरी हर व्यक्ति क्या सोचता है, ब्रह्मा जी ने 2.5 किलो दिमाग बनाया, 2.5 किलो दिमाग बनाया, 2 किलो उसको दिया, आधा किलो में पूरा दुनिया को बांट दिया. We always think others are fools and our thinking is right. But the best thing is Shastra's thinking is always right. Right? Generally हम लोग वही सोचते हैं ना. If someone comes with an idea, hey, you don't teach me, I know much better than you. तू क्या मुझे सिखाएगा? आज का बच्चा तू आज के मेरे को सिखाएगा क्या? So it is the way how people understand. So under which mode of nature you are and how you understand it, it makes a lot of difference, or it matters a lot. So Here Lord is saying, all this will cleanse you of your sinful reaction, and having tasted the nectar of the result of the sacrifice, एक बार जो ये तपस्या कर लिया आपने, एक बार जो आपने, you know how you feel today morning after completing the 24 hours. You really feel you are a hero. You really feel, yes, I have. That's a nectar. You may not, brag about yourself and coming and telling, no, I did it Nirjala Ekadashi, very painful it was, night it was, very troublesome, but still I fought over it. You don't try to brag over it, but internally you are happy. Internally you have a sense of happiness. Yes, I was having a very pleasant feeling, or a nectarian feeling you have. That is what he's saying. God is saying, having tasted the nectar of the result of the sacrifice, they advance towards the supreme eternal atmosphere. You head towards you get closer to God, otherwise you don't get closer to God. अब भगवान के करीब जा ही नहीं सकते unless and until you don't cleanse yourself. और cleaning कैसा होगा? How will the cleaning happen? शास्त्र को पढ़ने से, ठीक है, और
फॉलो करने से.
दो तरह के लोग इसमें, या दो तरह का मत निकल जनरली लोग कहते हैं. फर्स्ट ओपिनियन इज पीपल से दैट पहला पुण्य अर्जित करेंगे, फिर सब अपना कार्य सब पूरा करेंगे और फिर सत्संग में आएंगे, भगवान की कथा सुनेंगे. बट इट इज द रिवर्स व्हिच हैपेंस. अगर आपका सुकृति बढ़ना है, आपका पुण्य बढ़ना है, तो आपको रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा. क्या करना पड़ेगा? पहला कथा सुनना पड़ेगा, फिर ही आपका ठीक होगा. इट्स लाइक आई विल बिकम ऑल राइट and it's like, okay, you will have to first take the medicine and then become all right. You can't become all right and then take the medicine. You have to take the medicine. So this is like a medicine. You have to first listen to satsang, listen to katha, then only that transformation will come. Otherwise वो transformation नहीं है. The next verse, the best of the Kuru dynasty, without sacrifice one can never live happily on this planet or in this life. Then what about the next? So here, अगर कई लोगों को हम बोलते हैं ना कि भाई नियम से पालन करो, शास्त्र को पढ़ो, क्लास में आओ, सत्संग में आओ, जीवन को थोड़ा भक्तिमय निर्वाह करो, तो क्या बोलते हैं लोग? क्या बोलेंगे? प्रभु जी करेंगे, आराम से करेंगे, ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं, हम भक्ति भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं. स्मार्ट और ओवर स्मार्ट. इट्स लाइक अ चाइल्ड कमिंग एंड टेलिंग मदर, आई विल प्ले 10 hours a day, but I will be the topper of the class. You cannot. You have to study to be the topper in the class. If you say no, I will sing for half an hour, I will play for 1 hour, I will play, and 8 hours I will play, and I will be the topper in the class. It is impossible. You can never become the topper of the class. Similarly, what is Lord saying? Oh, best of the Kurus, without sacrifice, one cannot live happily in this world or in this life. What is the question of next life? Generally, people stick to Chavak philosophy. Chavak philosophy क्या है? What is Chavak philosophy? Sense gratification is the ultimate goal. Live life king size. That is Chavak philosophy. अगला जन्म किसने देखा है? Enjoy to the fullest. अब जो मिला है enjoy कर ले. And Yagyavak, Rishi Yagyavak, tells this philosophy to Lord Ramchandra ji when Bharat comes to take Ramchandra ji back. तब ये फिलोसफी यज्ञवल्क्य ऋषि कहते हैं, ए राम, गो बैक, ये तुमको तपस्या सब करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You go, your fathers know no more. You go and live life. Life has to be lived to the fullest. So Ramchandra ji says, I wonder how my father has kept you in his kingdom. A person like you of this thought process, how my father has kept you in my kingdom, I wonder. That time, then Vashtra Muni says, no, he is just trying to persuade you. आपको सिर्फ बुलाने के लिए, खींचने के लिए वो ये कोशिश कर रहा है, और कुछ नहीं. He is ज्ञानी. और यज्ञवल्क्य ऋषि किसके थे? शिष्य थे, अष्टावक्र के शिष्य थे. तो अष्टावक्र के शिष्य होने की वजह से he was knowledgeful, but he was testing रामचंद्र जी कहीं ये बात सुन के आना चाहिए. So what I want to say is, people generally live life without sacrifice. They don't understand it is a human life only which can give you self-control. No other janma you can control. Only in human life you can do self-control. And people think in human life I should live like an animal. Drink, eat, smoke, take drugs, take this, all unwanted things they take. So the point is, the human life is very short, very powerful. But this short and powerful human life is lost if one doesn't utilize it correctly. It is a very short, and the problem is, others will tell you how to live. The problem is, who tells you to, who actually shows you the way to live? कौन बताता है? दुनिया. No, you wear a, let's say, X brand of shirt, then your friend will come and say, why are you wearing X? No, the latest is Y is the latest. मुझे पसंद है. If someone, all of you, I'm giving you a very big example. You like vada pav. We Bombay generally. But people today are forced to eat burgers and not that loving vada pav just because they have to be in the circle. कहीं मैंने बोल दिया, अरे I had vada pav. You had vada pav. What is the problem? All you want to is fill your belly and enjoy your taste. How many of you knew? I don't know. I wonder how many of you know. Must have heard of Madhubala? Actress Madhubala. She used to wear her burqa and she used to go to eat pani puris. And whenever stall wala, she used to give order, and once she used to give, and she used to never pay. She used to just lift her wheel up and she used to show her face. And when the minute she says, oh, Madhubala has come to my stall to eat. Okay, we eat as it is. I mean, the point what I'm trying to say is, even a great actress has got desires of simple living. Sometimes simple living is inherently required. But the problem is, we are forced to live as per others' desire and requirement. How many of you have, I think all of you must have gone to some marriage earlier. I mean, not talking of this marriage. I'm just talking of marriages in general. How you go nicely decked up, right? Are you comfortable in the dress? Honestly, are you comfortable in the dress? It's pricking you, sweating and disgusting. And what do you want to do? The first thing going home, what do you want to do? Just remove it and throw it and wear your simple nightie or a simple dress, whatever it may be. So what does this mean? We are accepting the discomfort for the sake of another idiot who is in discomfort and to be at par. To be at par. Am I right or wrong? Right. Correct me if I am wrong. We accept that discomfort only because we think he is a donkey, I am also a donkey. I am also running the same race as he is running. Why? What for? What do we achieve? And when God says, do some sacrifice, पागल है? ये तो जिंदगी है जीने के लिए. वो गाना है ना, हर पल ऐसे जियो जैसे कि आखिरी हो. एंड मायादेवी का गाना कौन सा है? रिमेंबर? नहीं, यू आल्सो डोंट रिमेंबर. गाना क्या है? ऊंची है बिल्डिंग, लिफ्ट तेरी बंद है, कैसे मैं आऊं? एंड मायादेवी क्या बोलती है? आजा आजा बैंड बाजा लेके आजा. Foolish. That's how मायादेवी is. बिल्डिंग ऊंचा है, लिफ्ट बंद है, क्यों मैं मरूं? नहीं, आजा आजा बैंड बाजा लेके आजा. Huh? Foolishness. And that's what we all are doing. हम लोग सब वही कर रहे हैं। हम लोग सब उसमें ही खुश हैं, उसी में हमको आनंद मिल रहा है। डिस्कंफर्ट में जो हमको हैप्पीनेस मिल रहा है, इज इट रियल हैप्पीनेस? लग रहा है कब घर जाऊं, कब ये ड्रेस को उतार के फेंकूं एंड वेयर आई विल बी इन माय नॉर्मल ड्रेस, बट वहां पे समवन कम्स अप, oh you're so charming. That's the worst part of it. That's the worst part. How much of lies you're telling to your own self and how much of lies you're telling to, you're also giving a false praise. Let it be very honest. मन में क्या बोल रहे हो वो आपको बताने की जरूरत नहीं। आप लोगों के मन में क्या घूमती है वो आप लोग खुद जानते हैं अच्छी तरह से, बट आप लोग जाके बोलते हैं वाओ यू सो नाइस, दैट पर्सन कम्स, ओह यू आर लुकिंग नाइस, कहां से ले गुच्ची, एंड देन नो ये वो ब्रांड है, व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू अचीव इन द एंड, वेयर आर यू गोइंग टू लैंड इन द एंड? कभी जाके पूछते कितना माला करता है, अच्छा ड्रेस पहन के गया, कितना माला करता है, कोई पूछता पड़े ही नहीं किसी, nobody is bothered, he himself is not bothered, what about others, he himself is not bothered about it. Krishna consciousness is like a nice swimming pool. Majority of the people are around, circling around the swimming pool, saying that the water is very nice, we should take a dip in it. But hardly few enter the water. Because when you enter the water, you will feel a chill when you enter the water. Initially, and everyone wants to avoid that chill. जब ये पानी में उतरोगे, you will have a slight chill going around your spine. But that is what people are afraid of. ये अच्छा है, everything is nice, but nice. Then we all had a bath at Kaveri River. Everyone is looking कौन पहला जाएगा, who will lead the team, and जब 2 जन गए फिर तीसरा, फिर 14 गए, फिर 5वां गए, और देखा वहाँ प्रभु जी भी गए, कंफर्म भी जाना चाहिए। Till then everyone was like, and I had to push everyone, एक ऑटो पकड़ के मुझे भेजना था, so I cannot come first, everywhere I have to be the last person. So point is, we are all living a false life. Senses control करने, can you please put that curtain behind, curtain distracting me. Yeah, thank you. उसको भी बस. So the bottom line is, sacrifice is very very important in life. Sacrifice generally we do for name, fame, power also. One may, Prabhuji, my uncle did not get married because he wanted to get this whole family get married. Those type of sacrifices are there, but they are just bodily or material sacrifices. I am not saying that's bad, but what Lord is talking about here is spiritual sacrifice. If I tell प्रभु कल से आपको शराब छोड़ना है, प्रभु जी किडनी मांग लो, लिवर मांग लो, दे दूंगा, शराब नहीं दूंगा, and you got n number of reasons. Oh, my mind doesn't listen to me, and this, I go crazy in the evening without that and this. What type of human you are? And for this, no doctor in this world can help you. No other person in the world. You and only you can help yourself. Knowingly, अगर कोई कुएं में कूद रहा है तो वो, knowingly if someone jumps into the fire, he is a. So please get this very very clear, that without sacrifice one cannot lead a happy life. What to talk about this life? Next life को तो सवाल ही नहीं हो, ये लाइफ में भी आप खुश नहीं रह सकते. और हम क्या सोच रहे हैं? We are all building plans to live a happy life. Fine, one has to do karmas. Please don't misunderstand. Lord is not saying anywhere don't do karmas. In fact, he is telling Arjuna, idiot, get up, fight. What are you doing? Like a fool you are doing. You are behaving, looking like a napunsak. Krapana. What, from where this you got this krapana dosha? He is saying all this. So he is using some very strong words. And is telling you your duty is to fight. But at the same time, while doing your duties, one has to do sacrifice. One has to hold his self behind at times. everywhere, every time. It cannot be a sense gratification, and it's challenging. It is very, very challenging. But your duty is first. Your duty towards the Lord is also a duty as it is towards your family members, to your friends. And the problem is, friends define everything, or our circle defines everything for us. The color of the dress, the color of your shoes, your hairstyle, your living style, जो भी आप कर रहे हो, ये डिसाइड कौन कर रहा है? आपका सर्कल। उसके भरोसे भी आपका जिंदगी की गाड़ी चल रही है। नहीं तो आप खुद के लिए you have a different choice, but you don't accept that different choice. You say no. वो क्या बोलेंगे, दुनिया क्या सोचेगी? इस चक्कर में पूरी जिंदगी हम तकलीफ उठाते रहे। And in the end also, the life results, for all the karmas what you have done to satisfy your race with others, lands you up only with naraka. Only with naraka. It's like, who can advise you? Let's take this. Why this is not, I am asking this question. This God will tell this answer after one more verse. Lord is going to give the answer to that. Okay, discuss in that verse. 4.32. Can anyone read the translation? 32. Yeah.
All these different types of sacrifice are approved by the Vedas, and all of them are born of different types of work. Knowing them as such, you will become liberated.
Yes. And the next verse.
O chastiser of the enemy, the sacrifice performed in knowledge is better than the mere sacrifice of material possessions. After all, O son of God, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge.
All sacrifices culminate in transcendental, spiritual knowledge only. But more important than that is what? Sacrifice performed in knowledge is much better than sacrifice done for the possessions. पिक्चरों में देखते हैं ना हम, हाँ राजा खुश हो गया, माला तोड़ के दे दिया. I wonder कब माला को टूट के गिरता. I also always wonder इसका perfect उत्तर कैसे? So the king is to just bring it. Fine, that's also charity. But that charity is charity of possession, and charity of possession will be always limited. Very few people are there who can give charity beyond their capabilities. First, खाना, अभी 10 लोग आ रहे हैं ना, एक काम कर, पहले अपना 4 लोगों के लिए खाना बना के अलग निकाल के रख दे, कम नहीं पड़ना चाहिए. Then only charity starts. That is a question of charity of positions taking place full-heartedly. Let's say you are having, let's example, you are having 25 lakhs. If someone asks me, someone asks you, give me 24 lakhs. You will say I can give a percentage of it. 5 lakhs max, 10 lakhs max, not more than that. Any human, that's common application in day-to-day life. But if someone says give me 24, they will say, oh, मैं क्या भिखारी बन के huh? So that is why charity of possession is not highly recommended, whereas charity of, sacrifice of knowledge is more recommended than sacrifice of possessions. आदमी कई बार अपने possessions छोड़ता है, कई बार फलगु होता है. Example, let's say अपेक्षित लव स्वीट्स, बहुत स्वीट्स मंगा. प्रभु जी रोज भगवान को मैं कोई ना कोई मिठाई का भोग लगाता हूँ. क्यों लगाते हो? भोग लगने के बाद मेरे पेट में जाने वाला है. एंड आई लव स्वीट्स. एंड सपोज आफ्टर 50 years he gets diabetes. फिर भगवान को क्या लगाएगा भोग? शुगर फ्री लगाएगा, या तो फिर यू विल से नाउ आई हैव गिवन अप, वैराग्य हो गया मुझे, अभी ज्ञान हो गया प्रभु जी आपका लेक्चर सुन के क्या मैं वैराग्य में हूं. इट इज नॉट वैराग्य, इट इज बिकॉज यू आर नॉट एबल टू यूटिलाइज इट. नो, स्पेशली आई टेल यू वन वेरी फनी पर्सनैलिटी. हम लोग सब घर में सामान छूना हो जाता तो वी गिव टू आवर मेड सर्वेंट, राइट? ऑल ऑफ us. But my daughter was mentioning about one personality who would give to the maid servant, and if the maid servant wears that dress and suddenly she realizes, oh, this dress is looking nice, she would ask the maid servant, please give it back. So true fact I'm talking of a true fact. True fact. She would go and ask the maid servant, hey, I gave you that, now give it back to me. And after she's worn it. So that much attached people are to things. And mind you, not a small person, a very rich person. I'm talking about a very, very rich person. The thing is attachment. What I'm trying to emphasize is not that, I'm not trying to glorify the person. What I'm trying to say is attachment to those things. अभी भी उस पोजीशन पे अपना हक जमाना, that is one problem. But उससे भी बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है sacrifice in knowledge. That's why I always tell Shrikant, by sacrifice in knowledge, प्रभु knowledge है, I know, but that but should never come in life. It should be one and clear. Now or never. It's going to be now or never. There is never going to be a kal. You go and write go to the house, and just outside the door you write and keep bedroom door ke baar. From tomorrow I have to stop one of my dirty habits. Every day you will get up, oh, tomorrow I have. Right? You will read it as that only, na? Oh, tomorrow I have to stop my dirty habit. If you write it, today I have to stop it, then you stop it. The problem is we always write it as आज मजा कर लेता हूं, कल से I'll control. But वो कल कभी आएगा ही नहीं. Because every day you will say tomorrow, you will read it tomorrow, rather than write it as today. If you want to control your meal, content from this meal. शाम का meal भी मत, don't procrastinate. करना है अभी करो. Tomorrow or next minute you don't know what is going to happen. How can you guarantee that you can happen? This will happen like this. So you cannot. You have to control. And if you don't control yourself, you may take billions of births, but still you cannot. So, oh, just as the sacrifice performed is knowledge is much better than mere sacrifice of material positions. After all, oh son of Partha, all sacrifices of work culminate in transcendental knowledge. कोई भी तरह का यज्ञ कर लो, द्रव्य यज्ञ कर लो, ज्ञान यज्ञ कर लो, ध्यान यज्ञ कर लो, सब यज्ञ आपको एक ही चीज पे लेके जाएगा और वो है भगवान के करीब. जब आप कोई भौतिक चीज को छोड़ते हो ना, तभी यू आर प्रोग्रेसिंग टुवर्ड्स गॉड. यू से नहीं प्रभु जी नेक्स्ट ईयर है ना, my plan is to buy one BMW and one Mercedes, and of course मैं घर पे एक बार कथा भी करना चाहता हूँ. That's not proceeding towards God. That is cheating yourself. Like मैं ये भी किया, वो भी कर ली. Now there are many people in Rajoguna, many people who have no faith in God also. When they open a shop or an office, they do a puja or havan. कर देते हैं. रजोगुण में उसको कोई भगवान के प्रति, भगवान है कि नहीं वो भी डाउट है उसके मन. और कल नहीं, वो कल बिजनेस से गड़बड़ हो गया, कल ऑफिस में गड़बड़ हो गई, पूजा कर लेते हैं ना, क्या है 5,000 रुपये खर्चा हो. Nowadays anything, which place do you see an actual focus is on the Brahminical ritual even in a marriage? Actually, I feel the photographers conduct the marriage. It is not the Brahmana who conducts the marriage. It is the photographer and whatever the hall ambience and all that, they are the ones who conduct the marriage. Where is the Brahminical importance? Someone was telling me, प्रभु जी आजकल ना शादी करने का है सीधा कोर्ट मैरिज करने का एक रिसेप्शन रखने का. That means what? You want to simply eliminate the shastric part, which is the actual part of the marriage. Which is the actual part of the marriage is you are inviting demigods in front of the demigods. You are doing a, you are making a promise that you are going to take care. You are taking a life partner and you will be living happily with the life partner. This is what you are confirming in front of the demigods. A promise in front of Agni Devata. You are making a promise. वो part पूरा eliminate करना है. And मुझे क्या करना है? Reception. मतलब अरे जितने भी लोग आपके शादी में आए हैं याद रखना 25 साल बाद एल्बम खोल के देख लेना 60% would have been eliminated. 60%, including the boys' parents. Even they get it. पर तुम उनको खुश करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. तुम्हारा दोस्त वो टाइम पे वो ऑफिस में कलीग रहा रहेगा, बाद में ऑफिस छोड़ गया, आप किधर और हो, वो कलीग किधर है. You may be very socializing, you may be in touch with that person in WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. But how many? Definitely there will be a 10 to 20% decline in all the contacts what you had in those days. I am talking of 25 years down the line. An experienced person. I am an experienced person. I am married, so I know what happens to this in due course of time. How your circle also keeps on changing. So people come and tell me, bro, जरूरत ही नहीं. Why should we have marriages? We just have our reception and we'll eliminate. Hey, idiot, you eliminate this, but keep that. And उसके लिए क्या तर्क दिया जाता है? आजकल कोई क्वालिफाइड ब्राह्मण ही नहीं. आजकल कोई श्राद्ध करने के लिए कोई क्वालिफाइड ब्राह्मण ही नहीं मिलते. As if you are highly qualified. As if you are following all the rules and regulations. If you are a Brahmana, Vaishya or a Kshatriya, are you following your rules? But you want the Brahmana to follow. You want a perfect person. You yourself are imperfect, but you want a perfect. And उसके लिए एक ही आंसर. अपेक्षित बाहर कभी खाया? होटल में खाया? और तुलसी आपने खाया होटल में कभी? खाया? कभी पेट बिगड़ा है? कभी नहीं बिगड़ा? कुछ भी हजम कर ले. एलिवेटेड पर्सन. तो हम लोग सब बाहर का खाते हैं, सब लोग, राइट? और सबका पेट कभी ना कभी हुआ है, अपसेट हुआ है. खाना खाना छोड़ दिया. खाना खाना छोड़ दिया. Second, sorry, you have heard n number of doctors are criminals. They sell organs also.
We haven't used that. Day for this.
अच्छा. Okay. What
10 millions has been earned out of wrong surgeries. And diagnosing them as a cancer patient. They are not.
Oh. That. So that is a lust for money. I mean, sorry to say, but what I mean to say is, so many malpractices happen in the medical field. कल बीमार हो गए तो डॉक्टर के पास जाओगे या नहीं जाओगे? आजकल कोई क्वालिफाइड डॉक्टर नहीं है, कोई सही डॉक्टर नहीं बोल के आप जाना बंद करते हो क्या? जब वो करते हो 50 बार पेट बिगड़ा है फिर भी जाके बाहर खाते हो ना, वो टाइम बिगड़ा, अभी नहीं बिगड़ा. ये वाला अच्छा. You may change the hotel, but you don't change your habit. You change your eating out, whatever place of eating is there, you may change that, but you don't change your habit. Similarly, when you fall sick, you heard, वो डॉक्टर है सुना, वो ऑर्गन किडनी निकाल के भेज देगा, ये निकाल के भेज देगा, but फिर भी बीमार होते तो जाते हो ना. So similarly, I don't deny all Brahmanas are good. Search out a good Brahman. and get your spiritual work, whatever Vedic work has to be done. Get it done through unqualified Brahmana or whatever best qualified you can get. You don't know, there are no ISO certified Brahmanas available. But at least जो भी available हैं उनसे तो आप करो. My point, what I'm trying to say is, ये तर्क देके लोग अपने आप को अपने शास्त्रिक कार्य से बचने की कोशिश करते हैं. ये तर्क देना गलत है. अगर वो तर्क दे रहे हो तो सब चीज में अप्लाई करो. कार एक्सीडेंट होती है, गाड़ी में जाना घूमना बंद करो. सुना ना, देखा भी है, सुना भी है. ट्रेन का एक्सीडेंट हो जाता है, प्लेन का क्रैश हो जाता है, प्लेन में जाना बंद करो. क्या बंद किया हमने, क्या छोड़ा? वी ऑल नो माइक्रोवेव्स कॉज कैंसर. Almost more than half of the world is having microwaves too. Knowingly, how many things you all have done, but still, when it comes to Shastra, that's not possible. Don't apply half logic to somewhere else and full logic somewhere else. You want to apply fully. Otherwise, don't apply. So now, the most important, after giving all this, Lord is saying, through knowledge, one should give up your sacrifice should be done, should be performed with knowledge. In knowledge, it should be performed. Now the question will rise: ये knowledge कौन देगा? कहाँ से मिलेगा? Who will give this knowledge? Where will I get this knowledge? That is why Lord is giving that 4.34 तद विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिना तत्वदर्शिनः. That is why Lord is saying here, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Unless and until one is not connected to a spiritual master, if he thinks he can of his own progress in devotion, he is a big fool. आज तक entire history of so many billions of years, ये पूरा भागवतम देख लो, आप कोई भी देख लो, without a spiritual master one can never approach God. One can never get knowledge without a spiritual master. Why? Even the material world, अगर आपको खाना बनाना सीखना है तो आपको कोई ना कोई गुरु करना पड़ता है. कुछ नहीं तो यूट्यूब गुरु. यूट्यूब nowhere from nowhere knowledge comes from. You will have to approach someone to take the knowledge. It may vary. Even if you want to do become a don also, you will have to work under some big boss, big underworld person. Then only he will teach you how to become a good chore. पिकपॉकेट भी करना है तो आपको उसके पास ही जाके सीखना पड़ेगा. कोई अपने आप किसको पैकेट में, अपने पैकेट में मारते रहोगे, उसके लिए भी ट्रेनिंग लगता है ना. तो who will train you? So everywhere you need a गुरु. एंड बुरी चीजों के लिए गुरु बहुत इजीली बने. शराब पीने के लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम हो कभी? यू जस्ट डिजायर, चल मैं पिलाता हूं फ्री में, चल. ऑलवेज द फर्स्ट पेग ऑफ लिकर इज द फर्स्ट लिकर इज फ्री, बट देन यू आर बाउंड फॉर लाइफ टिल डेथ. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज बेटर one controls himself in the very beginning. And the best is what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. ये अगर समझना है तो गलत आदमी. हम लोग क्या करते हैं? Why I started the whole class by saying that our choice depends on others. We have a wrong judge who is giving us this decision. Your friend will say no, you should wear a blue kurta. Your friend will say no, you should wear a suit. So your another friend will say no, you should wear imported clothes. What do it mean? Who is the right person whom we should ask? Of course, not these things to a guru. But who is the right person to guide you in what way of life you should live? That is only through a guru, through a spiritual master. And that spiritual master also should be, that's why he is writing, approaching a spiritual master, inquiring submissively and rendering service. You know, when Narad Muni was flying in the air, Ravan ne bola, "Hey Narad, idhar aao." नारद मुनि भी नहीं. Hey Narad, tell me the meaning of Om. तो नारद मुनि ने बोला देखो ओम का मीनिंग मैं सबको नहीं बता सकता हूँ. I can only tell it to my student. चलो अभी से मैं तुम्हारा स्टूडेंट, तुम मेरा गुरु. स्टैंडिंग बोल दिया. नारद मुनि ने बोला सॉरी, I cannot accept you as my student disciple, and you can't just go while going you can call me a teacher. If you want to call me a teacher, then you have to follow these rules submissively. It should not be, hey Narada, come here. It should be submissive. Tad vidhi pranipatene, pariprashnena sevaya, vidikshati degam. And pariprashnena sevaya. This other word is sevaya, by rendering service unto him. You have to serve him, and then the self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So this is how one has to do without serving. You know, someone says, "नहीं, प्रभु जी, मैं कुछ सेवा नहीं करूँगा, मैं आऊँगा क्लास सुनूँगा, आपको ज़्यादा एक प्रणाम करके चला जाऊँ." Fine, very good. But if one is not in a humble mood, one is not in a submissive mood, he cannot stick. This very Jew temple, once Srila Prabhupada was standing near the entrance, and when he entered, many people came and fell at his feet. One person just stood like this. Prabhupada lifted his stick, pointed at him and said, his fall down has started. Simply he said, his fall down has started, because he has not surrendered to the spiritual master, he has not made obeisance to him. So it is very important that you can get this knowledge only by approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Okay, I'll like to close today's class over here. Switch off. And